What's good, everybody? So I'm making this video in response to a lot of hate videos that I've been seeing about Nintendo. Mainly because I don't know about you, but me as a Nintendo guy, man, I gotta say y'all need to ease up on this hate. Y'all really need to ease up on this hate. Not because it's not it's not towards anything that's deserving. It's not towards any kind of positive. I'm not saying that it's not making a point. Okay, that's not at all what I'm saying. First of all, there's way more hate towards Nintendo than that of support. Meaning, there's way more people hating on Nintendo than those who actually buy their products, which means over half y'all fuckboys need to close your damn mouth. If you ain't buying Nintendo products, you need to close them damn lips, because there is no way there's that many fucking people who actually go out and buy Nintendo products. If you went out and you bought a Nintendo product, you have every right to complain about they shit. But if you have not, then you need to shut the fuck up. I have PlayStation products, so I'm gonna do what I do, which is talk shit about PlayStation, because I have PS1 and PS2 shit. I don't have PS3 shit because I was pissed with the PlayStation 3. I knew it was going to be a piece of shit, and I talk shit on it all the time. But that's, again, I supported Sony, and I still do. But I will never support the PS3. That piece of shit. If you look at Sony's history, they've always made two versions of their system. Two. Then what happened with the PS3? There's 3 different fucking models of that system. That's how bad a piece of shit that was. They had got massive on their bullshit. They basically went so far downhill, they almost had bankruptcy and they bullshit, that they almost drove their own company out of business. So fuck that, okay? I didn't support that at all. I was even asking my friends, how can you support that? That don't make no sense. This company's about to go under because they fucking stupid. And they were like, well, how can you support Nintendo? Because Nintendo is not about to go out of business over some stupid bullshit. Nintendo is not fixing to. Nintendo supports making their own shit. They made an entire system now. The Wii U is an entire system, and it's all first-party developed games. There are some third-party games, but it is not at all supported by third-party developers. Not the 360, pardon me, but the Xbox One and the PS4, they both thrive on third-party support. They both need third-party support. If PlayStation 4 and Xbox One had to survive on first-party support, they would both die. Just make that known right now. There's no way in hell neither one of those would survive. Not at all. Not because there's not games made strictly by them, for them, but because they both don't support their own shit like they do. I mean, Christ, Square told Sony to fuck themselves and decided that they were going to release games on both systems. Square was making shit strictly for Sony up until the PS3. And they lost that. Okay, that was a huge loss in the PS3 era. Then you have Halo, which is a major thing for Xbox, but that's about it. All the other little things that people think are huge is actually nothing compared to Halo. Halo is it. I mean, it gets no bigger than that. Halo is the be-all end-all for Microsoft. Everything else is like breadcrumbs. You have the Forza games, but that doesn't even compare to what Halo is. You have Halo, Fable, Forza, and that's it. They've tried multiple times to duplicate their formulas with a lot of games, and they just don't even measure up. Sunset Overdrive should have been so much bigger, but it wasn't. It was not even close. Titanfall had its own issues, and it should have been so much bigger. It should have been a whole lot bigger. I was so mad when I found out that that was an exclusive. I was like, man, I'm gonna be able to play Titanfall, and I went to go look it up for the PS4, and I found out it was an Xbox exclusive. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I went out and I bought that on the Xbox 360 just to play it at my girl's house, and then I found out why everyone was mad, because it's an online only game, and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And that right there just pissed me off, like, just alone. But no, there's so many, like, there's a lot of games for the Xbox One. There's a lot of games on the PS4. I have a lot of exclusive games on the PS4 that, like I said, I've already sold, the Drive Club, and it was a PlayStation only. Knack is only. Final Fantasy X-10-2 is only, and a lot of the other games that I'm selling right now on eBay are exclusive to the PS4, but they are not at all doing the numbers that PlayStation needs them to do. Whereas with Nintendo, their exclusive titles do numbers. Their exclusive titles have been around for years and can move. Their exclusives are synonymous with their name, Nintendo. You have Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Pikmin now, fucking Xenoblade. Their titles are synonymous with Nintendo. With PlayStation, they don't have those type of games. PlayStation does not have those type of games. Games that are, like Uncharted. However, those games, they have come to an end. Naughty Dog is not going to make another Uncharted after 4. God of War is, they're talking about another one, but it's not going to be the same. Therefore, it's probably not going to get the same praise. It might go higher in a surprise, but it's not going to be the same praise. Fucking nothing is. You see what I'm saying? Nothing is synonymous with PlayStation. And then you have Xbox, and they have Halo, and they have Fable. And Fable is, like, unfortunate. What happened to Fable? Fable was great and did great things, but after Fable 2, it just went downhill. And it has not come back. I mean, here's Fable 1, and it's going up. Fable 2, and then Fable 3 happened, and it just went on a downward slope. And it hasn't come back up. Fable Legends happened, the one with Connect, and it steadily decreased. And now they have a new Fable coming out, and they're hoping the new one goes back up. They're hoping the new one can help. And with Fable, I mean, even with the Halos, Halo, the buggy one, that, what the fuck they call it? Hey, the HD collection with all 4 of them was buggy as fuck, and people did not like it. That's how mad people got. They were mad at that one on the Xbox. People actually took that one back. So, fucking Halo 5 has got to do some work to save the fucking franchise. But it's not beyond repair, because Halo's been up. And it has been up. That one with all 4 together didn't really do any damage. I mean, it's like this. So 5 can come out and it can still go up. The stock can still go up because it's not really been hurt. I mean, the side missions have not really done anything positive. I mean, you had, Reach and what's the other, Wars? Those really haven't done all that great. I mean, they're good, but they haven't really done all that great. People complain about them more than they say they're good. I've never really heard anyone say, "Oh man, I'm loving Reach." I've always heard negative impacts for Reach and fucking Wars, but like I said, Xbox and fucking PlayStation cannot do what Nintendo does. They can't. So all this hate and animosity and fucking negative towards Nintendo just gotta stop. Especially if you don't support them. Like, I've been supporting Nintendo since fucking Super Nintendo. I don't care what the fuck they do. Because Nintendo, at the end of the day, for me, has always been about, is it fun? Is it entertaining? It's not about, is it a AAA game? Because at the end of the day, a AAA game to me is fun and entertaining and has replay value. It's not, is it graphically, fucking visually amazing? Is it online? is it DLC all the fucking time? Are there microtransactions? Because that's all the fuck these AAA games are nowadays. AAA games are DLCs, add-ons, season passes, and fucking everything else except for fun, replayability, entertaining, and are you gonna come back to the damn thing? I mean, shit, AAA games make it in and out of a fucking game store more than a game that's actually fun. These games that fly under the radar are more qualified to be a AAA game than the AAA games. And that's a fucking shame. Like, I have no problem saying that. No problem whatsoever. I mean, this game has more qualifications being a AAA game than fucking AAA games themselves. This is Fragile Dreams. This game is fun. This game is confusing. This game is weird. And it's an RPG. And if you didn't have a Wii, you didn't hear about it. But like I said, it's more qualified to be a AAA game than most AAA games because it's entertaining, it's fun. You'll play it and think, what the hell? But you'll keep going back to it. I guarantee you will keep going back to it. One thing that, like I said, you don't... a lot of people... You're entitled to your own opinion, and I'm not telling you to not have your own opinion. I'm just saying that, you know, if you're going to formulate an opinion on a company that's been around since the 80s, at least have some history with them. At least have history that hasn't ended, okay? My history with these games, with these gaming companies hasn't ended, okay? My history with Nintendo has not ever ended. I have a 3DS. 3DS is still around. I still have recent Nintendo 3DS games. I have a 3DS system. That's why I have this. I don't have a new 3DS yet because I haven't had the money. PlayStation. I still have a PS4. Okay. Nintendo. I don't have a Wii U, but I do have current Nintendo products. You know, Sega. I only have the Genesis, but Sega is gone. They're not releasing a new system. Okay. I formulate opinions on, you know, current gen games because I am in the current gen. Sadly, it's only with PlayStation, but that's only because that's what I have. Okay? Do I want a Wii U? Yeah, I want a Wii U, but at the same time, I kind of not. I can tell you why I don't. And you'd be like, well, that's kind of why I say what I say. Well, before you get into your, that's why I say what I say, my reasons for not wanting a Wii U are very easy. The reason I don't want a Wii U is because I kind of wish they would go with the idea of if it can be supported on a 360, they need to run with it. They really need to run with it because 360 supports a lot of games. And the Wii U is basically a 360. Like, it's basically a 360. And the fact they don't release those games is what's irritating to me. Because that means you could have Skyrim, you could have Grand Theft Auto 5, you could have Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag. I think there is Assassin's Creed 4, I'm not sure. But you could have Assassin's Creed 2, 1 and 2, 3, 4. What else? There was fucking Skyrim, and there's a whole lot of games you could fucking have. And the library would be almost endless. And they just haven't. Okay, I understand that developers are afraid of the Wii U because they don't understand it. But the fact that there's a Pro controller that looks just like the 360s means they need to get over themselves. They need to figure a way for the 3DS to talk to the Wii U. That they need to figure out. The backwards compatibility, I'm not worried about. I have the older system, so I don't really do backwards compatibility. I don't really do the whole eShop thing because, like I said, I don't do backwards compatibility because I have old systems. So why would I use eShop You know, if it's an older game, I have the older game cartridges. So why would I need the eShop unless, you know, I just want to have the game on the system. Like, I have on my Wii, I have A Link to the Past. So I have it on the Wii. See what I'm saying? Not saying they don't have anything good on the eShop, because they do. But, like I say, that's just me. It's the same thing with the PlayStation. I don't use the PlayStation shop channel or shop, whatever the fuck they call it. I don't use it all that much, and when I do, it's just for random bullshit. Mainly free stuff. I really don't really get into all that many old shit games. But like I said, the reason I don't have the Wii, and the reason I really don't want the Wii is because, like, it's a lack of support. That's what it is. To me, it's a lack of support. Okay, I feel like they should have a huge selection of games. Being that it's the Wii U, they should have a huge selection of games, because when I first heard about it, I really thought that with the Wii U, it was about to be the revision of a Super Nintendo, only in the disc era. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be the disc era for Super Nintendo. That's what I thought. And it turned out to be completely wrong. Now, they could go back and they could completely redo that. And now the NX, codename NX, or whatever the fuck it's called, I don't know. They could totally turn that around, and that could totally be the second coming of the Super Nintendo. Or the original Wii is supposedly the second coming of the Super Nintendo. I don't fucking know. I don't even give a shit. But my point is, I thought it was going to be this huge deal. And then I got my hands on one, played on it a little bit. It's a fun system, but the fact they're still making us wait for Zelda, the fact that they've had an HD remake of Zelda when the HD remake of Zelda really wasn't all that impressive. I have the original, which, you know, when you have the original of it, you really don't care for an HD remake. This is just, like I said, reasons why I don't want a Wii U. I've had one. I don't care for it that all. I don't really care for it that much. And this is coming from a Nintendo guy. I'd much rather invest in another fucking 3DS, where I can get a new 3DS, have the face tracking technology, and these things are fucking fun. These things are entertaining to me. These things are actually full-fledged games, and this system reminds me of the damn Nintendo 64. And honestly, I love my Nintendo 64. It's like my favorite system of all time. So, if I could, I would just invest in the damn 3DS, new 3DS, play all my old 3DS games, and that would be it. But I'm not aside from buying a Wii U. I'll buy a used 3D, or a used Wii U, bleh, let me talk right, and that'll be it. You see what I'm saying? But what I don't agree with, what I don't like hearing, or what I don't like seeing when I walk into a game store, is people talking shit on a company they don't support. Okay? Now, I just did that with the Xbox. Now, when I just did that, you have to understand the reason I did that. There's an Xbox 360 sitting in my car. The one my girl owns, I gave her. So, I don't support Xbox One. However, I've bought 360s. I bought it when it first came out. I bought the one my girl owns, and then I bought the one that's in my trunk, which I didn't even know was in there until a couple days ago. So, technically, I have a couple of 360s. Technically, I have supported them since the 360. So, technically, I didn't break that rule. But, like I said, it's neither here nor there. I just don't like seeing people who don't have a continued history. When they're like, I haven't supported Nintendo since the fucking Nintendo 64. I'm like, then who are you to judge what the fuck they're doing? If you don't know anything since that long ago, why are you talking about what they're doing now? You see what I'm saying? You wouldn't know Nintendo if they bit you in the ass. Because you haven't played them since the early 90s. Or, well, since the late 90s. You see what I'm saying? And I hate when people do that. I hate when people go and their history with the company is, like, PlayStation 1 and we're in PlayStation 4. You see what I'm saying? I just can't stand that. And a lot of people are doing that now. Okay? That's what I wanted to bring to y'all. I wanted to bring to you the fact that a lot of people are doing this. A lot. A lot of this hate and a lot of this animosity and a lot of this negativity towards Nintendo is being brought to you by people who are not supportive of Nintendo. Just because you went out and you bought your cousin a game on the Nintendo 3DS or the Nintendo Wii U does not mean you yourself get to make an opinion of the damn Nintendo Wii U. You bought that for someone else. You are not supporting them. You're supporting your cousin who is supporting them. You see what I'm saying? Your transfer of support is not meaning you get to talk shit. It still doesn't count. You see what I'm saying? I paid for this. I support them. When I no longer buy that, then I no longer support them, then I keep my mouth shut. You see what I'm saying? I supported the Vita. I've had 2 Vitas. I've had 3 damn PSPs. I've had 4 PS2s. I've had fucking 3 PlayStation 1s. I've had 1 PS4. I've had 4 fucking GameCubes. And I've had 3 Xbox originals. See what I'm saying? When you support something, you can talk shit about it all you want to, but until you do that, please fucking shut the hell up. Because you are obviously just talking out of your ass. I support Nintendo with whatever they're doing by buying their product. But if I don't buy their product, I'm not supporting it. But I'm also not talking shit on it. Because I'm eventually going to buy their product any fucking way. I talk shit on PlayStation because I expect more from PlayStation. Because PlayStation, obviously, their head was this fucking big, and then it deflated. Now they got all this fucking... You ever seen a balloon deflate, but someone's holding, and they got all that excess shit? That's what's happening right now. So, yeah. Anyway, this has been an episode, and I believe we're up to episode, 7 or 8? I'll figure it out in a minute. Anyway, I gotta get up out this bitch, and I'll see y'all next time. Deuces.